Oprah. Yes, I'm talking about Oprah Winfrey. Icon of a generation, an inspiration to millions. Oprah lived her message in so many ways. She encouraged people to embrace their flaws, be authentic, be genuine, and turn pain into purpose. So it's appropriate to start a new chapter in the New Medicine podcast with Oprah. So, with every episode, we will still tell a story, but these next 6 episodes will be woven together to tell a bigger story about the new anatomy of fascia, about how you're built, and how to navigate your healing journey using a rational prescribing approach. I'm Dr. Richard Nahas, and this is the New Medicine Podcast. So Oprah Winfrey was born on January 29th, 1954, in a small town in Mississippi called Kosciuszko. I had to look up the pronunciation of that one. Of course, she came from adversity, and her early years were spent with her grandmother, who raised her in Mississippi, where she was taught to read at a young age. And because of her precocious reading, she was invited to speak and read the Bible at church. And it was overhearing the whispers of all the women in the front row telling her grandmother that that girl was gifted, that she got an idea about who she was that she carried with her throughout life. Interestingly, it was her reading skills that shaped her life. After spending some time in Milwaukee and having some trouble as a rebellious teen, was sent to live with her father in Nashville. Her dad was a strict disciplinarian, and he made his daughter read one book every week and give him a little report on that book, little foreshadowing to that Book of the Month Club she was so famous for. And reading was the reason that she got a job working for the radio. She entered a Miss Fire Department pageant. Imagine. And when asked what she would want to be when she grew up, she said a broadcast journalist. So she got a job reading on the radio, and she could read the news so well that she was given a job on television, reading the news. And although she did a great job reading the news, she was a little bit too genuine, too engaged in the stories, too authentic on screen. So she was transferred in what seemed like a demotion at the time to a talk show. Now, of course, the rest is history. The Oprah Winfrey Show, which was eventually run by Harpo Productions, that's Oprah spelled backwards, ran in Chicago for 25 seasons, 4,561 episodes, with over 10 million viewers on average at its peak. And her last episode in, I think, 2011 had almost 20 million viewers. Now, over the years, Oprah was not just a storyteller. She pulled the stories out of people, and she helped us heal through catharsis, experiencing the life of another, and in that experience, feeling something about our own life. Now, while catharsis has been one of the goals of art, and although Oprah always wanted to be an actress, and she did an amazing job in The Color Purple. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It was through real stories that millions of people achieved catharsis and wisdom and laughter and love and so much insight. And along the way, she shared not just hundreds of books, creating bestsellers overnight, not just her favorite things, which she often gifted to the entire audience, whether it was launching or blowing up Spanx or Uggs, or just giving away a car to everyone in the audience. She never failed to surprise and excite her audience. And along the way, she created a huge following for two important doctors. Dr. Phil, who brought a message of self-awareness and emotional healing and relationship mindfulness and personal responsibility. And Dr. Oz, who introduced a generation of Americans to complementary and alternative medicine. Whether he was promoting a diet or an exercise or a therapy technique or a supplement, Dr. Oz sometimes slipped up in terms of an obligation to his professional duties. And while some of the things they talked about were not so evidence-based and got them into hot water, Dr. Oz is now running Medicare. And his contribution to this movement of bringing people access to therapies that can help them help themselves sort of ushered in the change that gained momentum during COVID, when personal responsibility for your health became much more relevant to our daily lives. So I want to tip my hat to Oprah, who did so much for so many. I've been to Johannesburg as an ER physician doing trauma rotation in the year 2000. So I know what it means that she started the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls. And this model of not necessarily trying to create huge change among thousands and millions of people, but focusing on a small number of people and investing really deeply in those people by building the leaders that the world needs. So bravo, Oprah.